All right, welcome back, guys. We got another episode of the Jock Talk podcast. We got Matt, we got Brock. How we doing, Brock?
Great as always.
You damn right.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
It's been a while. Big shout out to head basketball coach Jordan Polk for filling in last week. If I do remember correctly, Jonathan Taylor, some guy you might have heard of, was in Polk's fantasy six pack last week.
It was mine, but it was
Brock's. Just give the credit to the special guest. Let him have his moment.
I mean, he had very solid picks. I mean, you look at it. I mean, he had Lamar, and he did Lamar things. He's Melvin Gordon, not so much, but we had a good solid week.
That's right. That's right. Head basketball coach Jordan Polk isn't getting very many wins this season, so you got to get him some wins on the Jock Talk podcast.
A little shot in the gut. I see you, but we're the Green Bay Packers, number 1 seed, locked it up. Looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to be 3-time MVP.
Crown that man.
Crown that man.
God.
Speaking of which.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
Not only is it Devontae's crown, it is also my crown. I am.
Do it for you. You can't crown yourself. That's tacky.
Yeah.
There it is. Crown. Boom.
It worked almost. But I am the DraftKings survivor of the $1 million survivor pool. Yours truly won it, split between about, let's say, 3,000 people. But hey, I'll take it. A good chunk of change. And, Matt, how did you do in that?
Well, there's this team that plays in Indianapolis.
Oh, I've heard.
I picked them in week 1. Their name is the Indianapolis Colts. And they lost to a team in week 1. So was eliminated in week 1. Pop quiz, Brock, who did the Colts lose to in week 1?
Ooh, if I had to guess, it's got to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had...
Pop quiz number 2.
Okay.
How many wins did Jacksonville have this season?
1. And it was against the Colts.
Indianapolis Colts lost their first game to a team that would go on to lose 15 consecutive. Math is hard. Math hard. 15 consecutive weeks. They are making the mistake of interviewing Urban Meyer, who wants $12 million a year, which is absolutely outrageous, by the way. And if he gets hired, I have a feeling like they're going to fuck up the number 1 overall pick and get Justin Fields instead of Trevor Lawrence. But NFL draft preview, save that for another day. Let's just say if the Jags mess that up, good. You guys know the lay of the land by now. Normally we would talk about how the Packers are going to kick the shit out of someone this week. We'd look back at last week and see how they kicked the shit out of someone the week before. Obviously, only 3 blemishes on the schedule for them this year, but 3 losses gets you the number 1 seed. I think it's more than what a lot of people were expecting this year. So
they were expecting, I believe, 9 out of us this year.
Yep.
I was like, look at us now.
Good old ESPN thinking the Packers are going to take a step back. Yep. They're the worst 13-3 team I've ever seen. What do? They come out and be the number 1 seed again, so they can go and just
up yours.
Take it right there. So what we're going to do this week, we are going to look at all 6. That's right, with the new seeding this year. 6 wild card games, 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Yours truly will be able to watch about 2 of them combined. Unfortunately, duty calls, aka work. We have to pay the bills. So let's just get right into it. We're going to start off with those goddamn Indianapolis Colts. They are traveling to Buffalo, the red hot Buffalo Bills, by the way. Yep. The Steelers had that number 1 seed locked up for what seemed like 12 weeks. And then they lay an egg the last few weeks. The Chiefs clinched the number 1, and Buffalo finishes red hot, gets that number 2 seed. The Bills are currently 6.5 point favorites, Brock. So let's hear from you. Let's see your keys to the game, what you think is going to happen, and let's hear who you think is going to win and whether or not you think the Colts will cover that 6.5.
Yeah, see, I've never really been a big fan of Philip Rivers, but I think he is going to be the X factor in this game. If he can somehow string together some sort of passing attack, T.Y. Hilton, Pittman, Mo Alley Cox. I mean, but I don't see it happening. But if they do anything like they did last week and run wild with Jonathan Taylor again, they have a shot. The one weakness that the Bills have had this season has been against the run. So if they control the clock and keep Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs off the field, that's a recipe for success for the Colts. But that high-powered Bills offense has been clicking on all cylinders the last 2 to 3 weeks, if not more. Stephon Diggs really cementing his place as one of the top receivers in the league. Him and Josh Allen that's exactly what Josh Allen needed this season, is a true number one wide receiver. And
I think that's what Stephon Diggs needed, was a true
quarterback.
Actual quarterback.
That too.
Not some guy who's going to almost miss his baby baby shower thing.
Right. But Stephon Diggs really cementing himself in Buffalo, becoming a fan favorite over there. And then having Cole Beasley be a fantastic second option. And
he might not play this week though. He's been questionable, but yeah, overall I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I mean that defense has been up and down, good as of late, but they force a lot of turnovers and turn those into points. So that's the big thing. Colts defense stout against the run.
Not lately, but over the season.
Over the season, yes. When DeForest Buckner plays, it seems like they give up nothing on the ground. But that pass defense has been hit or miss.
Yeah,
a lot of big plays, and what do the Bills do? A lot of big plays, a lot of over the top with Stephon Diggs. But that being said, I do think the Bills cover that spread.
The Colts. Do you think the Colts
cover
the 6.5?
No, the Colts do not cover it.
There you
But
go.
the Bills win by at least 10. I think the Bills offense is just a little bit just steps ahead of that.
Yeah.
That Colts offense and that Colts defense. I think, especially at this time of the season, they're going to go into Buffalo. I believe Buffalo is allowing fans. I think they have all season.
I think this is the first time actually. I think up to 7,000, similar to what the Packers announced.
Yeah. So if that 7,000 is going to feel like 25,000, because that is Bills Mafia, and they're no one to be messed with. So I do take the Bills. I'll take the Bills. Let's go 31-17. 31-17.
All right.
I think it could be close for about 2.5 quarters, and then the second half, Philip Rivers tries to play hero ball, and you know what happens when that does that. So he doesn't. He's not that gunslinger. Never has been.
Yes.
Ever will be.
So looking at it from a DFS, I mean, there's no season-long fantasy going in it. Hopefully not, but there are playoff contests in DFS, obviously. I think that you either have to have Jonathan Taylor in your lineup if you think that the Colts are going to win or stay competitive. And if you don't, I think you have to have Nyheim Hines in your fantasy lineup. If they're playing from behind the entire time, it's going to be nothing but checkdowns, and checkdowns from the Colts. I agree. I don't think Indianapolis covers the spread. I think the Bills take it plus 6.5 or minus 6.5, I should say. In my notes, I have JT all day. I think he does have a good game, but like you said, I agree. The Bills pull away in the second half. And then my other note I have, Phil sucks is what I have written down. So, I think that says about all. So, Moving on, the afternoon or early evening game tomorrow is the Rams and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 3-point favorites. This game, I think the thing that sticks out to me is it's a really low-scoring game according to Vegas. They have it as a 42. It's 42 is the over/under according to FanDuel at least. I'm going under on that all day. I think this is one of those. If you don't like defensive football, I think you're going to be pretty miserable in this game. I don't think it matters whether John Wofford or Jared Goff or hell Blake Bortles starts for the Rams, or Russ has not played well against the Rams this year. Jalen Ramsey, first team All-Pro, Jair Alexander got snubbed. Again, different discussion for a different time. But he has all but locked down DK Metcalf this year. I think it's a low-scoring game. The Rams' offense did not look very good, even though they somehow managed to win last week. So I think I do have the Seahawks winning this game, mostly because Russell Wilson is worth that extra few points, and I think he's going to will them to victory. I don't think it's a very high-scoring game. Like I said, I think you could see something along the lines of 17-12 coming out of this game.
Yeah, something about this game. It's just black and blue football. It's a lot of if one player does this, they're gonna win. But both teams have been playing better on defense as of late. Rams, who knows? Like you said, who's going to be quarterback this week? Do you trust Goff with that broken thumb or whatever he has going on with his hand? Wofford, do you trust him? Do you trust Blake Bortles? Like what do the Rams do? This is probably one of the toughest games that I can think of to really call because, like you said, Russ has not played well the second half of the season, and they just kind of are skating by. They're not beating anybody like huge. They're playing down to their competition. So it'll be interesting to see because this defense in the Rams, obviously you have one of the greatest defensive tackles of all time, and Aaron Donald just being a force in the middle. Jalen Ramsey being a beast. That secondary has been solid, not great, but solid.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, if you can get Robert Woods going, or Cooper Kupp just got activated, I believe. So it's a very intriguing game. I think it'll probably be the best game out of the bunch, even though it, like you said, I have a feeling it's not going to be very high scoring, but it's going to be one of the more competitive games, like a lot of bend don't break type scenarios. Like they get to the 40, sack, done with the drive. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Rams. The Seahawks have kind of scared me. Not scared me personally with how they play, but it's just they haven't proven anything like they can actually take that stand and just beat someone. Because they've had a lot. I feel like every game that I see them play is like, well, they squeaked this one out this week. Oh, they squeaked this one out this week. Then they play the Jets and beat the Jets, but who didn't? But just a couple. I just don't like them this week. I'm going Rams. I'll go 24-20. It is lower scoring, but I think it's a one possession game. I think. It is the over, but it is very. I think they're going to put up points, not at the rate that everyone would assume both of these offenses would put up.
All right, Brock. There's a brand new prop bet out there, player prop bet from the Ranch Jackhammer Sportsbook.
Ooh, okay. What do I win? What's
notorious sportsbook known around the Twitter sphere. You could follow him at Ranch Jackhammer on the Twitter machine. Aaron Donald over or under 1.1 sack.
Over.
I lied. It should be over or under. Well, yeah, that means you think he's going to get 2. Okay.
Yeah. Or you said 1.1. So
yeah.
I assume I think he's at least getting 1.5.
Well, you can't get. Oh, I guess you can get
You
one
said
and a half.
1.1. Yeah.
I forget. In the NFL, you can have a half sack. God damn it, idiot!
Law in the system. That's why you take those bets against the ranch.
That's
There
right.
we go.
That's how you take advantage of a brand new Ranch Jackhammer Sportsbook, by taking advantage of their not paying attentionness. Last game of Saturday, the one that it has the second highest spread of any game this weekend. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Brady's, however you want to call them, versus the Washington football team. This game is the Buccaneers favored by 8 points. Let's talk about it a bit. I think personally, I think the football team covers. I think it's as easy as that. The football team covers. They have a great defensive line. They have a great defense in general. Actually, their secondary is underrated.
I think they're second or third in pass yards a game.
Yep.
And it's just being very overlooked because it's mostly, I think it's because of that offense hasn't really put up a lot of points. I mean, when you have Dwayne Haskins, you don't really got to put up a lot of points. When you have Kyle Allen, you don't got to put up a lot of points. Alex Smith, and he's 5-1. So
out of their the old Heineke man, Taylor Heineke.
Did he start? Did he finish the game?
Well, he played. I can tell you that.
Well, that being said, I do like the football team, but I don't know if they'll cover. I think it'll be close to covering. What'd you say? You said it was 8?
Bucks are 8-point favorites according to FanDuel.
Oof. I think it'll be close. I think I think it's going to be a 10, maybe 10-point game because the way the Bucks played last week.
It's week 17.
Yeah, I understand that it was against Detroit too, but if you get that team clicking with Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ronald Jones, Gronk. I mean that team has the weapons. That's the thing. I just don't know if the Washington football team is going to be able to protect Alex Smith like they usually have. I think if they pressure him like anywhere they did against when we played Tampa, if they play like that, I don't see Washington have much of a chance.
No Devin Jones this week for the Buccaneers.
Ooh, Devin Jones. Great linebacker.
Devin Williams?
I think it's Devin Jones. I don't know. Close enough.
Devin Black.
But I do think Tampa puts up some points. I'm gonna go. Let's go. Oof, hang on. Let me see. I don't want to sound too close, but I don't want to because it's. I don't know.
You already said they're not going to cover.
They're not going to cover.
Can't change your mind now.
34-21.
See, I don't know that the football team scores 21 points. I think my prediction for this game would be more along the lines of like 20 to 17. It's going to be a low scoring game, I think.
That's a real close game.
Yeah.
My thing is just I don't know if they have enough weapons on offense, just because their speed of their linebackers and their secondary has been. I mean, they got speed to cover all these guys, and then you got that defensive front putting the pressure on Alex Smith, who isn't very mobile anymore. So it's going to be it's an intriguing matchup. Now, could I see Washington have a game like what you're predicting? I could easily see that. I think it's one of those. It's going to be a blowout or it's going to be a close game. I don't think there's any in between.
So another, again, fantasy angle from this, DFS angle, the guy who you need to keep an eye out for, kind of a sleeper, lower price running back, J.D. McKissick. If the football team is behind big, he's going to get a ton of targets, a ton of catches. If they're close in the game, I think it's either going to be him or Logan Thomas getting a touchdown, just with Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin being questionable for the game. So that's it for the Saturday game, guys. Again, back to back all
Do you
day
think
football.
before we move on, do you think Chase Young gets a sack on Tom? Because he's talking a lot like he's coming. Like he wants to get Brady. Do you think he'll get him?
If I'm betting, I'm saying 4 sacks for the Washington defense, at least one of those from Chase Young. And all the people, throwing hissy fits that Chase Young said, "I want the GOAT, I want Tom Brady," and then all these people go, "Oh, you're 6-9, you shouldn't even be in the playoffs." Well,
it's like
shut up.
You're asking for a death wish if you want to mess with the GOAT.
No,
he wants to play the best. He wants to play the best.
Shit.
No, I want to go in and play Taylor
Dwayne
Heineke.
Haskins.
Yeah. I want to play Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Like, no, he wants to play the best in the playoffs, and he's gonna see him.
Shut up.
So I hope he does well. I really do. He's been one of the most consistent defensive rookies all season. Probably defensive rookie of the year. I think it's pretty easy on the defensive side. So moving on, Sunday games. Which one do you want to start with? You want to just start with the early one?
Start with the early one. I believe at least we have the Ravens and the Titans as the early game. We're gonna go through these a little bit quicker. Yes, we have a rematch of, was it last year? Derrick Henry ran all over Tennessee. Lamar ended up with, what was it, like 500 yards of total offense and whatever it was, but just nothing, didn't get anywhere. The Ravens, surprisingly, are 3-point favorites. I will say Derrick Henry, 150 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson, I'm going 160 yards rushing, and the fact that he has more rushing than passing yards is the reason why the Baltimore Ravens lose. Tennessee Titans take this game. They cover the spread. They win outright.
Yeah, this is another tough game. I think this one is a very close matchup. Like I said, it's a rematch. They see a lot of each other lately. There's a lot of film on each other. Derrick Henry should be an MVP candidate. Should be in the top 3. That's just my opinion. But Ravens are underperforming. They can't find a true consistent wide receiver, so that's the reason why Lamar's always been the number 1 rusher. One thing Titans haven't done very well this season is
play defense.
Yes, play defense. So if they, my key to the game is J.K. Dobbins. What can you get him to do? If he plays well, I think it could be a Ravens win. If he doesn't, I think it could be a Ravens loss. But that being said, I am also going with the Titans. I think it's going to be a 1-score game, maybe a late field goal or a late touchdown wins them the game.
Let's hope not for the Titans after their game-winning kick almost debacle last week.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive. But I'm going to go Titans as well. I'll do Titans 24, Ravens 21.
All right.
This next last second field goal. I'm going with
next game. We don't have to spend too much time on, Brock. I think we can both agree. We have the Bears and the Saints. Oh, the Bears and the Saints. Saints are 10-point favorites. I'm not even going to ask for your predictions. Just tell. Is it a close game? Is it a blowout? And let's say over or under 1.5 combined touchdowns for Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas.
I'm going over on that. I think it's at least 3 between the two. At least.
Taking advantage of that Ranch Jackhammer Sportsbook.
Right. There we go. Bears, their success is going to be on the run game, and if they can get Montgomery going. If they can't do that, they are in a world of trouble, because I don't trust Mitch. I don't think anybody really trusts Mitch. I don't think the Bears trust him either.
No.
So, but I do. But Drew Brees has not played well. but Alvin Kamara has played outstanding. His last game, the last. Well, he's. I believe he's still questionable. He's on.
I think he has to test negative again today or tomorrow to be able to play Sunday.
Yep, I think it all depends on Saturday if he can play. If he tests positive again on Saturday, I still think the Saints win. But I'm gonna go. I think the Saints at least win by 10.
42-13 Saints.
Ooh. Oh. But the one thing we do see is, like, if we have one day of close games, we have the second day of blowouts. I will go 38-13. Saints. Now, as a Packers fan, I hope the Bears win.
The Bears
because I want to play the Bears. I want to play the Bears.
There's always they always talk about how you know playing a team 3 times in the same season is tough.
Not when you have Aaron Rodgers.
I will pray to the heavenly Santa Claus that the Bears beat the Saints. But just like in reality, I got coal in my stocking this year. So we're gonna move on. We got the final game of the weekend. The Browns and the Steelers, a rematch of way back last week, where the Steelers rested most of their starters, and the Browns still only somehow barely found a way to win. The big news coming out of this game, no head coach for the Cleveland Browns. 2 of their starting offensive linemen are highly questionable with a non-COVID related illness and some lower leg injuries. For me, I have 2 predictions for this game. I think the Browns cover the -6 points, or the Steelers are favored by 6. I think it's a close game. I think the Browns cover that. Nick Chubb goes for 125 plus total yards, but Deontay Johnson kills them. I think he has 100 plus total yards and 2 touchdowns this week. Steelers win a close one. Let's say 34-31.
I'm gonna go a little opposite on this one. I still think the Steelers aren't as good as everyone says they are. Browns are playing with a little chip on their shoulder. I will say that this week. They're getting not everybody, but they're getting some players back healthy, off that COVID list, finally getting back into the swing of things. Yes, they didn't play their greatest, but I think if they can continue to run the ball like they have all season, I think this could be a very favorable game for the Cleveland Browns. I think if Chubb and Hunt can combine for 200 plus yards, I think this is a very doable win for the Cleveland Browns. When's the last time Cleveland's won a playoff game?
Well, I couldn't tell you that, but I could tell you they haven't been to the playoffs in 18 years.
So I think they're hungry to get that win, and I do think it's a close game. I will keep it. Let's go 27-20. Cleveland wins. I don't trust Ben. He has been roller coaster, especially as late. He's not mobile. So if they finally decide they want to blitz a quarterback, I think this is a week that they do it. Pittsburgh runs a lot of short pass plays. So if all they got to do is take that away, and I think Cleveland's in a good spot. If they take the one thing that Pittsburgh does well, and it is the short pass game, and let the receivers run in space, if they shut that down, we've seen it with Cincinnati did it against Pittsburgh. We've seen it against all these teams, and who else beat Pittsburgh in a row? It's just they eliminate the short game. Big Ben doesn't have the arm anymore, so eliminate the short game. I think Cleveland comes out on top and Cleveland wins their first playoff game in at least 18 years. So I think that city goes bananas.
I don't like, or let me rephrase that. I like Baker Mayfield. I don't trust Baker Mayfield is where I'm at with this game. So
yeah.
So like I said, guys, we have 2 all-day slates of football. We have a Saturday day. We have a Sunday slate. Get your DFS lineups in. If you guys want to pay attention to social media, which of course you should, because we have 3 of the. We're pretty good at social media. Three of the best Twitterers. We're three of the best Twitterers out there.
Tweeters?
Whatever it is. Posters. You can follow me at Ranch Jackhammer. Yes, as in the sauce that you dip pizza in, and Jackhammer all one word. You can follow the show at Jock Talk Show on the Twitter machine. Brock, where can the folks follow you on the old tweets?
Well, I got to find my name. I wasn't ready for this.
Come on, bud.
Well, you can find me at LeBrockJames24. Just following after the GOAT, LeBron. So follow me there. We tweet out every time we put out a new show. It'll be there. It'll be on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. We will be there. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share us with your friends, family, pets, dogs, grandparents, anything you can think of. Share it. Get us out there. Like
Parole
I said,
officers.
Exactly. We're big in the prisons.
That's right. And as always, go check out Facebook for the top 5 exclusive on the Facebook world.
Do we tell them, or should we make them wait?
We let's just say we got a good one. We got a nice warm one for all you Wisconsinites listening
and
out
Charlotte
there.
people, because it's snowing today.
Yeah, shutting down the whole city. Shut up. They're getting trace amounts of snow and everything's shutting down. So
nothing's shut down. Just wet and rainy and sleety. Yet.
So with that being said, guys, we haven't really talked about the greatest team in the world a lot today. But you know how we like to end every show, Brock. We like to end it with a go pack, go. God, that's awful. We have to get better at that.
You do it so slow.
All right, whatever. All right, until next time, guys. Again, go check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Brock's on the old TikTok machine. Until next time, go pack, go.